Good morning. Just want to come to you right quick. Um, Basically, it was just me this morning waking up, kind of, I'm going to say in my feelings, 'cause just was having that feeling that, I still wanted to do God's will and what He wanted me to do. And at the same time, the world taking and pulling at me. And me really knowing how good God had been to me, and I just ended up breaking out in a song and just start singing uh, to the Lord. I wish I can recall what this song was because it just rose up out of me and I just went to singing it. And as I went to singing the song, just had that feeling that, you know what I mean, I didn't want to take and be misleading no one, that all souls was precious to the Lord, and that the Lord was into to saving souls, not ruining them. So as I, sung the song and I laid there and I talked to him for a while, it came to me to read Matthew's uh, chapter 13, verse 1 to 13. So I'm gonna read that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read how this went. How this went. Today's date is 11/8/2023, 7:28 a.m. As I laid in my bed and prayed, I began to just think. Matthew chapter 13, verse 1 to 13 came to me. I must be straightforward about all this. I have had so many experiences with Father Yahweh and Satan, and it's hard to let go of not wanting to please Father Yahweh, knowing how good he has been. He has been to an evil person like me. I think about all I see. I think about all I see him doing in this evil that we have brought about into the world or earthly realm. And I desire to be a part of the good that I know he wants to do. And at the same time, I want to be free because I don't understand what's really going on. Okay? I know some big things are going to happen soon. A powerful move of Father Yahweh and the devil will still be continuing to shoot his arrows. Anyway, I was told to listen to that song Restore by my African sister in Christ, T.Y. Bellows, over and over again today. So I'm going to be listening to that. But here's Matthew chapter 13, verse 1 to 13. And it reads, verse 1. The same day when Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside, and great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, Shabakoria Shande, righteous blood of the Lamb, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no roots, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. And as I read this to y'all, this is the first time I caught that in here, this was taken and being shown to us backwards. The bigger part of it down to the smaller part. In verse 8, and look what we know 8 means a beginning. Now watch this, how it goes backwards. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit. Some 100-fold, brought forth the 100 first. Some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. You would think that it would go from the lower end, 30, 60, 100, but it went backwards down into the Lord. So, me just finally catching this, you know what I mean? It by saying right here, but others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. Me just, I usually like to meditate on something like this. I know I have studied, this before. It's been some years ago, but this first time I caught it going backwards, and it's speaking to me, but I don't know how to express it right now. Because I sometimes look at things backwards and I bring it forward. So, I know that this is saying something to me in here. I should have just kept on reading. I'm going to keep on reading because I can't explain it right now. And it's best for me just to meditate on it a little bit, or hope that God can take and bring it in a way that is speaking, because it is speaking. Because it's real important. Because usually when God is taking them and bringing you in, or taking and doing something, if you pay attention to when Jesus first started doing what he was doing, it was little things that became big to where it ended up being 100-fold. And if you read the 4 Gospels, you will see that. Before it got to where it was the multitudes of the 2 fishes, 5 loaves of bread, taking and breaking it down. It was little bitty things that came up and end up having that to manifest like that. But in this, is beginning big, then it's going down. So, it's letting it know, just me just thinking right now, you know what I mean, from the leastest to the greatest, or something that start off small and end it would be great. Because like I said, I feel that she's getting ready to do something real powerful. This morning I just up out of my sleep, just laying in the bed, and just this was one of the mornings where I was just feeling, what I mean? Like, Lord, there's some things that I want to do, and I don't want to be taking a mislead no one. And that was the most, that was the thing that was on my mind the most. Taking and misleading people. Because I know there's so many in the church are taking and they're doing that right now. And I don't want to be one of the ones that do that. Because he has been good to an evil person like me. And people, you hear me using the word evil. I know that evil is ever present with all of us. I know that, that part of us that is corrupt is there, no matter what. Even when God's salvation taken delivers, the flesh is still here, and the only thing that controls the flesh is the spirit. God's spirit. Not my spirit, not Satan's spirit, not somebody else's spirit, but God's spirit. And we get right now in the church where there's other spirits in the church that's controlling things and moving in a powerful way. Like I was talking to someone, I never understood why God kept on having me to read Revelations chapter 2, verse 18, the 26 over and over and over and over and over again. And I understood finally the other day that it's some churches that the spirit that's operating in them, just not the spirit of Jezebel and manipulation, but it's the spirit of things that's going on to where the spirit of Jezebel is operating in that's trying to get us to eat things or take things into a spirit that's not of God. Like I say, I wish that I could explain stuff like a lot of other men and women of God do, but I got such a hell of a revelation in church or Sunday, about many things, even the sermon that the pastor was preaching about, the wheat and the tare. And that's the second time that has happened to me where the wheat and tare has spoke so powerfully to me. First time with Bishop T.D. Jakes in 2017. When he did what he did, that's when it came to me about in the middle of the middle. I just was in a zone. And this time when it was being preached, I was seeing spirits that was sitting inside of people. See, now this didn't cut off on my Facebook thing. Because it doesn't. The Facebook thing doesn't want me to be able to take and finish this. Hold on 1 minute. I got to take and walk around because it doesn't. Okay. The Facebook thing doesn't want me to take and reconnect to this. So hold on, I'm trying to get this to reconnect in my Facebook. I know Sunday. I am the most shiny, not Eastern. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay, it doesn't want to take a work. It did it all day yesterday. I had to step outside in the cold, and that's just goes to show y'all how Satan don't want a word to come across, and how he controls the airways, and how this battle is real. I had to step all the way outside to continue this video, and all day yesterday, I stayed in this house. Well, not stayed in the house because I went out about, but all day yesterday, my wireless thing played offline because my cable been down for the last couple of days, so I've been going off my internet thing, and I just paid my phone bill yesterday, so I got renewed up, so there's no reason for it to be acting up. Now when I turn it off and come back in and start it over, Now, when I started to talk to y'all about the wheat and the tare and what was revealed to me in the church, the thing froze up. And like I said for years that, some people got control of my Facebook and all that. And here it is with the evidence on that. But anyway, as I said in the church, I got to record it so I'll be able to take and upload it to YouTube and all that, the full thing. But anyway, as I said in church, I began to see, God opened up my eyes to take and see different spirits that was taking and sitting in people and different spirits that was there in the church. So as this was going on, this is not the first time this has happened, and that's not the first church. And as this was going on, I began to realize some things, because as the pastor was taking and he was preaching, he was talking about how, God allows the terror to take and be present, because he don't want to take and uproot the wheat before it takes and grows and the roots set in where it can take and be healthy. Don't want to take and tender, so how I let it take and grow together. And I was sitting up there and I was saying to myself, okay, I can understand what he's saying about sometimes it's not the time to take and uproot what's taking and growing. Sometimes you have to let the evil that's there be present too before you take and you separate the two. And I was feeling everything he was saying. I ain't gonna lie, everything he was saying, I was like, okay, this is another way of looking at this and this, that, and the other. And then as I got home, it started to really hit me. God been talking to me about separation, deliverance, and all this over and over for years, about us taking and separate from evil, about salvation. And salvation means deliverance. So as I got to thinking about the terror being present with that what just was good, it no longer made sense, because I know that we in a season where God's want to uproot everything out of our lives that's not good. So, by me taking it and knowing that he hit me differently, once I took and I stepped from out of the atmosphere of the church. Once I need y'all to get this, once I took and stepped from out of the atmosphere of the church, it hit me differently. Why? Because God had already been telling me for over a decade about separation, taking and coming from out, uprooting stuff, you know what I mean? So when I was in there, I was able to feel what it was that was being delivered, because I was in that atmosphere of that was going on. But God had been speaking to me about that the time of letting this type of stuff where the evil was just present in us and is not being uprooted or delivering is over. Ain't no more just letting it sit there and grow with us. He want to take and get rid of it, want to take and free us from it. And that's why I said when I woke up this morning, the feeling that I had was just overwhelming, because I don't want to be one of somebody that's helping this evil take and fester and manifest in someone. And I was just like, Lord, I don't want to do it. You done been too good to me. I know that, I done did a lot of evil, and look what you done did for me. And I'm sitting up there. I don't want to misguide nobody. I don't want to have nobody taking and doing something that's not right, when I know you want to save their soul. You want to deliver them. I can't deliver them. You're the only one that can do it. I'm just talking to them. I know only you can do it. And I know that's what he want to do right now. I know that's what he's trying to, even though all this stuff is going on through the earth, I'm telling y'all that he want to do something powerful. And in this, if you read this, chapter 13, verse 1 and 13. If you read it, I stopped at verse 8 when I was talking about the hundredfold, the 60-fold, the 30-fold. But look what he says in verse 9 to 13. Who has an ear to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came, back up, let me see it one more time. Verse 9. Verse 9. Who has an ear to hear, let him hear. I'm telling y'all, he doesn't want to let the tares sit in us. He wants to take and deliver us from this evil. He wants to take and pour his spirit in us so his spirit can take and subdue this flesh. The eyes, looking in and seeing like Eve saw. And then desiring these things that he has already given us to the point where they overwhelm us. He wants us to have these things. But he don't want these things to have us. I listened to a clip yesterday that Brother Corey was doing, and he was on the clip where these different men and women of God was talking about the 3 and 4 roars, different roars, the family and all that they had. Men of God taking it, and there's nothing wrong with them having it. But the way that they taking it and broadcasting it, it was something wrong with that. Okay, you got this God taking them from. There's nothing wrong with you telling somebody how God bless you. But in a way that they were saying it, it was just like, and then hearing about how, another man talking about how a chandelier in his house costs more than most people's houses. Nothing wrong with it, but do you have to brag about it? Something wrong with that. And then anytime men and women of God is getting caught up on name brand stuff, where they got to get out and they got to put, and you got to take and you got to take and bring that to the full front in that way where you bragging on another name other than the name of Yahweh or Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Something wrong, and then you calling yourself a man of God. I ain't gonna lie. When I get me some money, I'm going to get me one of them campers that cost $400,000 or $500,000. I'm gonna get me one. I'm gonna get me one. And the price is extensive, but it's like a house. So that's like my house, and I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna see some things, and I'm gonna help some people. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make good use of it. Okay? I'm gonna try to make sure that they have everything they got. I seen some with marble floors, and I don't need that. I just need one that's gonna be just like a home when I'm riding. It's gonna be nice. I seen some cost $2-3 million. Yeah, that, but the $400,000-$500,000 do me just good, just like a house. I ain't got to have it with I could drive a Maybach up and then pull it back down. I ain't got to have that. Let me be able to take and pull. Let me be able to take and pull my truck. Now, I think this is the people call there. I got to get off because they supposed to be coming to fix the cable. But anyway, if you pay attention to what the rest of this is saying, I'm going to read it right quick. Excuse me. I'm going to read it right quick. It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parable? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever has, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever has not, from him shall be taken away that he has. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hear they hear not, neither they understand. Okay, now the cable people ain't never on time, so that ought to tell you something too. All right, love y'all. Have a blessed day.